Hi, and thanks for tuning back into my series To Buy or Not to Buy, the book review, where I will be sharing all the journaling exercises of the book so you can also use that to stop yourself from over shopping and gain more awareness of your shopping behavior. And you will see on the screen, well, I don't know where, somewhere, which part this is, because I will be making one intro for all the parts. But remember to like and subscribe if you like it, then it will help the algorithm to push this video out to more overshoppers who really need this piece of information. And if you subscribe, then you will get, if you put your notifications, switch your notifications bell on, you will get updates on the upcoming exercises, because every exercise will get one video. Alright, thank you and see you soon. So I realized I probably better do it by chapter, because all of the exercises in one chapter are kind of related, so maybe that's better. But for this time, I will definitely do it by chapter. So it says, check off the shopping myths you grew up with. Which of the following was shopping or stuff equated? Happiness, love, power, freedom, fun, security, independence, control, social connection, self-worth. I'm realizing I forgot to take off fun, or I didn't realize it was also equated with fun. So I'll do it afterwards. And then you're meant to take off, wait, where does it? Underline the ones you heard as a child and put a star next to the ones you bought into. So for me it's a bit different because I'm German, so I grew up with German sayings, if anything, which I'm not sure if I heard any aside from man gönnt sich ja sonst nichts. But yeah, pro shopping messages: diamonds are a girl's best friend, clothes make the man, always look your best, you get what you pay for, whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to shop, a little retail therapy goes a long way, you can never be too rich or too thin, shop till you drop, never settle for less than the best, new shoes chase the blues, you'll never have to worry about money, you can't take it with you. I don't even know what that means. It's cheap at twice the price. The right dress means more than the right religion. That's such an awful one. We have to keep up with the Joneses. In the land of the golden rule, he with the gold rules. He who has the most toys when he dies wins. Anti-shopping messages. Money doesn't grow on trees. Do you think I'm made of money? Money is the root of all evil. Don't dress in a way that calls attention to yourself. Waste not, want not. Half a loaf is better than none. I don't know what that means either. You should only buy things on sale. Don't spend it all in one place. Make do with what you have. Don't talk about money. Money talks. Sometimes all it says is goodbye. Don't trust anyone with your money. When we were kids, we didn't spend money like that. Save your best things for company. Never ask for things. Wait until they're offered. That's for rich people. Be grateful for what you have. So again, you can pause it to read them in your own time. And then let's move on. Over here we were meant to underline, or I used a marker to, I forgot what it's called when you mark. Do you call it marking things? Highlight, yeah, thank you. To highlight something. To highlight what is true for you or what rings a bell. So just pause to read it. I won't be reading out the whole thing. Pause to read. I think that's it. And then it comes to the early family influences. Well, I think this was already about family influences. So, you're meant to journal about this. What's your first memory of shopping? I think they mean family-wise, because later on it asks about friends, going shopping with friends for the first time. What's your first memory of shopping? What was the situation? Who was there? How did you feel and what happened? Number 2. What do you remember about shopping trips when you were a child? Who went shopping? Where did they go? What was the emotional climate like? What was your role? Number 3. What did your family do for fun? How did shopping figure into your family's recreation and vacations? 4. When you were a child, how were birthdays and holidays celebrated? What part did shopping and buying play in the celebration? 5. Did you get extra presents when you were sick? What about for an achievement? If so, what was the impact? Number 6. Do you remember really wanting something badly and not getting it? If so, what was it? Number 7. Do you feel you were deprived of your share of material possessions? Do you feel like you got more than your share of material goods? If you answered yes to either question, what was the situation and how did you feel about it? Was your family 8. Was your family poor, comfortable, wealthy? Did this fluctuate? 9. How did your family's economic situation affect your views, attitudes, and messages about buying and owning? 10. Did you ever feel envious, guilty, ashamed, or competitive about how much or how little money and possessions your family had, as compared with your friends and others around you? What do you remember about that? 11. Were there any addictions, mental or physical illnesses, or life circumstances, either positive or negative, that affected your family's views, attitudes, and messages about buying and having? If so, what were they and how did they affect you? 12. Do you remember frequent discussions or arguments in your family about shopping, about amassing stuff, about getting rid of stuff? If so, how were they resolved? 13. Whose attitudes or beliefs dominated the family view? What effect did this have on you? 14. Were there shopping or buying secrets in your family? What were they? For example, did anyone hide their purchases, have bills sent to other addresses, forge checks, or open credit cards in someone else's name? If so, how did the secrecy affect you? Is it still going on? Now about peer, community, and media influences. So this takes a long time, when you journal about it, it isn't done very quickly. You have to really take your time. There are a lot of questions, obviously, as you can see. Peer, community, and media influences. 1. How old were you when you first went shopping with your friends without parental supervision? Describe the scene. Who was there? How did you feel? Where did you go and what happened? 2. As a child and then as a teen, how often did you go shopping with friends? Never or rarely? Sometimes? Often? What was the experience like? How often did you buy something? How did you feel after the purchase? Number 3. How did you and your peers determine what was cool or in terms of clothes, music, and so forth? How important were brands? 4. How did your peers' taste and attitudes affect your shopping or buying as a child, as a teen? 5. Were you allowed to use parents' credit card to go shopping? If so, did you have a spending limit? Were there any problems surrounding the use of their credit card? 6. Can you remember a specific incident involving your peers and shopping that is still with you today? If so, what were the circumstances? How did you feel at the time, and how might this still affect you? 7. What messages about shopping, buying, or having material things did you get from your religious community? From your town or neighborhood? 8. Was there any conflict between the messages you got from your family, your peers, and your community? If so, what was the conflict and how did you react to it? And finally, 9. Looking back, were there celebrities, specific television shows, or television commercials that influenced your shopping as a child, as a teen? Who or what were they, and what influence did they have? And now we're coming to learning to use money. Number 1. As a child, did you get an allowance? If so, at what age did it begin, and how long did it continue? Did you have to earn it in some way, and if so, how? Was it ever taken away as a punishment? 2. If you got an allowance, were you A, told what you could buy, or B, were you A, told what you could buy, or B, asked to account for how you spent it, or C, free to do with it as you wished? How did you feel about how the allowance issue was handled? 3. How and when did you first get your own non-allowance money? For example, as gifts from relatives or from odd jobs such as selling lemonade, lawn mowing, or babysitting? Were you free to do with it as you wished? What kind of advice or guidance did your parents or others give you about whether, when, or how to spend it? What do you remember using it for? 4. At what age did you start to give gifts to friends and family for birthdays and/or holidays? How did you decide what to give and how much to spend, if you bought the gifts? How did you pay for the gifts? 5. When did you get your first savings account? Your first checking account? Did someone teach you how to use the accounts? Did you make regular deposits in your savings account? Did you keep a running balance and reconcile your checkbook with your monthly bank statement? Did you often bounce checks? 6. When did you get your first paycheck from a regular part-time job? From your first full-time job? How did having regular paychecks affect how you shopped and what you bought? 7. When did you get your first credit card? Did anyone teach you about using it and about compound interest? Did you pay your bill in full, or did you run up a balance? Was this a source of friction with anyone? Number 8. Did you know the interest rate of your cards? Did you know what you owed? Were you ever out of control with your credit card as an adolescent or a young adult? If so, what were the circumstances and what happened? 9. If you went to college or other training after high school, who paid for it, and what were your thoughts and feelings about how your tuition was being paid? 10. What messages did you receive from your parents about supporting yourself? Did you think that you'd be supporting anyone else as an adult, and if so, who? 11. Looking back on your childhood, what positive shopping role models did you have? What negative shopping role models did you have? 12. What unfulfilled expectations or unsatisfied dreams are currently feeding into your shopping or buying? Okay, then you should, or you have to, or if you want to, you can finish these sentences. Maybe it's good to read one of the examples. In my childhood, I saw my friends wearing cool shoes, so I picked up the message that if I had shoes like that, I would be cool too. Later, I overshopped when I begged my mom to buy them for me, still thinking or believing that the shoes made me cool. Now I realize that I make myself cool, not the shoes, which will help me stop overshopping because I know I'm defined by what I own. I'm not defined by what I own, oh my god. I said it wrong. But these are the sentences. You can always pause to read, but I will read it out for you. In my childhood, I saw ... So I picked up the message that ... Later, I overshopped when I ... Still thinking or believing that ... Now I realize ... which will help me stop overshopping because ... In my teens, I saw ... So I picked up the message that ... Later I overshopped when I ... Still thinking or believing that ... Now I realize blank, which will help me stop overshopping because blank. As a young adult, I saw blank, so I picked up the message that blank. Later I overshopped when I ... Still thinking or believing that ... Now I realize blank, which will help me stop overshopping because ... That is the chapter. I hope this helps you. Oh my god, this video is really long. Wow, I didn't think that one video would take this long, but I hope it helps. I hope you're doing the journaling exercise. Let me know if you do them. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And if you want to share your answers, you can. Hopefully this is a safe space to do so, but there are always trolls online. So if you want to keep it private, I totally understand. But please remember to like and subscribe, comment and share. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!